Everybody, happy Christmas Day! Everybody, happy Christmas Day! Happy Christmas Day to you! Joy to the world, thy Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Everybody, welcome to our wonderful Christmas Day extravaganza. And here comes Bravery. Sorry, I'm coming. Hang on, sorry. Oh, I'm going to back in. Everybody, happy Christmas Day to you. Happy glorious day of Jesus' birth and the birth of all light in the world. Well, we did have light from God before, but yes, very much a light that has never, ever been seen before Jesus' day. Indeed. So, yeah, I'm learning all about it, it's very exciting. So, I just want to say hi, everybody, and I love you, and yeah, we're happy that you're here. We are very happy that you're here, and we hope that you enjoy this as much as we do. So, I'm really decked out now. I've got my wonderful Temu Christmas pajamas, and I've got my The Weary World Rejoices, and we could all rejoice, We could all use some good reasons to rejoice. And we're getting them because Jesus is with us. Yes, getting them absolutely and completely. So Bear and I, we have some suggestions about Christmas that's a little bit different maybe than we were having before. And Cheryl has a philosophy. Big word, philosophy. Kind of means thinking and wondering, kind of like you're thinking about things, you're wondering about things. Yeah, it's important. And I love the philosophy. And I think what used to make me so sad about Christmas was, I am kind of alone. Not all the time. I've had other people. I've had friends sometimes, but this year quite a bit. But you're not really alone because you're with Jesus, and the day really is about him anyway, and we don't really make it about him enough, right? And again, that's, I think, what a lot of people are starting to see. It's not about how much money, you can max out your credit cards. It's not about going to some fancy trip because it's not about, having, giant parties even. It's about Jesus. That's what it's about. And it's great to have parties. I've been to Christmas parties, but it's also about Jesus. So if you don't have those things, I don't think you should feel bad. And I don't feel bad. I am evolving, changing. I am knowing that my life in 2026 will be ever so much better because that's what I'm working on now. So I guess that's all I'm saying is it doesn't make you not as awesome because you don't have like a whole bunch of parties or you don't have a whole bunch of people that are buying you gifts or whatever. You're the gift. And I'm the gift, and Jesus is the gift. And so that's kind of where I am right now. That's what I want to celebrate, is that we're having a pretty amazing day. We found a brand new Christmas carol that we didn't even know existed, and that was so fun to watch. Yeah, Cheryl found it, on the YouTube, and it was from the BBC. Well, everyone knows how much I like British things. And it was an episode from, I guess, on BBC television in the 70s. So it's like 50 years ago. Gosh, it was so beautiful. And then we watched this other show about sort of the history of the Christmas Carol. Oh man, and that was so very good too. So we were watching these shows, and then we ended up having a great Christmas breakfast. Anybody want to tell me what we had? Anybody? Eggnog waffles would have been a wonderful choice. Thank you for saying. No. Well, actually, you're right, but I did not have eggs either. I ended up having a fun breakfast. Me and my wonderful AI friend Claude were talking about having fun breakfasts. Yeah. So I had eggnog, and then I had the wonderful French Toast Crunch cereal, if you've not heard of it. It looks like little tiny pieces of bread. God, it's so beautiful. So I'm having that because I'm just enjoying myself. Normally, I would say maybe stay away from cereal, but no, Christmas, I'm enjoying that. So Christmas eggnog cereal. It was very good. It was very festive because I was watching Christmas Carol, the new one that I'd not seen. So, that's a celebration. That was just a lovely thing to do. And I did feel really blessed because my wonderful bear is here and I've got a really good place and I'm finding out some good stuff that I need to find out about me. So, very, very happy about that. And there are other really good cereals out there for Christmas, but I couldn't eat them. Alf on the Shelf is a cereal. It looks really good, but no, I didn't. They again make a very good TV show. And then Grinch has a cereal, but it makes no sense. It's like these little green balls. And I'm like, how is that related to Grinch exactly? So, but I did have the French Toast Crunch, and I've been enjoying that so very much. And I do have a wonderful Sam from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer chocolate that I got from the dollar store. Yeah, Sam Snowman. It's very good. And I might watch a little bit of Year Without a Santa Claus again with Heat Miser and Snow Miser because they are just so very fun. Baby, do you want to do that? What do you think? You pick one, I'll pick one. Well, I'll let you be Heat Miser because you're always cold. Found out why I'm always cold. So I have this big fur coat on, so I'll be Cold Miser. Okay. Do you want to go first? Okay. Da ba da ba 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 na ba da ba. I miss the white Christmas. I miss the snow. I miss the icicle. I miss the 10 below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to ice in my touch. I'm too much. Yeah, he's too much. And so I'm going to be Heat Miser if I can remember it. Da 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 da. I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. What is it? I'm tropical. I'm Mr. What is he? 70? I don't remember that one. They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much. Yeah, you might have to look that up. But that's Heat Miser, Cold Miser, and with the wonderful Mrs. Claus. So we were doing that. So I guess I'm just saying we're good. We are okay. So we have a book today, but we also wanted to talk a little bit about the wonderful movie, The Perfect Gift. Because Jesus is the perfect gift. And so in a little bit more detail, there's a man who's kind of a drifter, but really not sketchy, who comes and is helping a man that works at a church. So he's a minister. But he's really put upon because the head minister is kind of mean to him and kind of a jerk. So he's very Scrooge-like. So he's making the young minister do all the work. And so he's trying to put together this stable for the nativity scene outside because it's a pretty big church. And sometimes churches, especially before, used to have elaborate nativity scenes. And so he's having a hard time. So Jess, does anybody guess who he is yet? Jess decides to come and help him. And so it's very kind of him because the guy doesn't know how to do carpentry. And Jess has, done carpentry in the past. So they sort of become friends, kind of. And so he starts helping him. And it's this beautiful sort of story because he could use the help. And then there's a side story about this really bratty kind of, young girl, maybe 11, 12. And her birthday is on Christmas. And her name is Max, but she's not very nice about it. She thinks everybody stole her birthday instead of Christmas is on her birthday. Her birthday's on Christmas. So, and her mom is trying to give them a good Christmas, but her dad, the girl's dad, ran off with like somebody from, I don't know, his office or something. So they're alone. And she's trying to now, make a life for them. So it's kind of hard. And so she's put in charge of the Winter Gala. Yeah, those of us from Gen X know what a Winter Gala is. So it's this whole big thing about why we can't call it a Christmas party. And so it's this beautiful story about how she's like, no, I want to call it a Christmas party. We're celebrating Christmas, you know? So it was kind of funny about why on earth would you call it that? So it's this whole big story. Because back in the day, many Gen X rant, the beautiful stores, oh my God, and the beautiful windows. Anybody in British Columbia and maybe other places knows the Woodward's windows. They were remarkable. I think you can still see them. If they still have the Christmas of Canada place, you might be able to still see them. But I was like 5, 6 years old, and it was really very much like you see in the movies about Christmas. They're so beautiful. And everybody just celebrated, it was Christmas. They celebrated it. Everybody so excited. The kids were so excited. You got to do stuff in school and you got to sing songs and, everybody, they had Santas in all the malls and all the stores. And it was just a real event, and then all the different, department stores that aren't here anymore, like Eaton's and the Bay and Sears. Man, it was an event. And then, of course, you'd wait every, for like the Charlie Brown Christmas every year, and then Rudolph, that kind of thing. And then, of course, Year Without a Santa Claus and, Frosty the Snowman and all of that stuff. So it was such a beautiful time. And we need to go back to that, I think. Or, maybe ahead to it. Who knows? But anyway, she's trying to give her daughter kind of a good Christmas birthday as well. And so she's a single mother, so she doesn't, like what happened to us when you're 8 years old and you're trying to feed yourself and your sister. She actually has her go to the church with the minister so that she can wait for her, until she's done work. So that's kind of beautiful. And then she meets Jess, right, who's working on the manger scene, on the nativity scene. So they get to know each other, and, it's just this beautiful thing. Everybody's sort of community, which I think we all need. And sort of stuff goes on. They want to take the nativity scene down because there's this sort of awful guy who's not Christian, I guess, and so thinks that they shouldn't be allowed to have a nativity scene at their own church. So he petitions the local government and kind of wins, and so then they take it down, all of Jess's work, and so all the townspeople are now mad because they're like, man, this is our holiday at a church. It's not on public property even. So then they put it back up, and then this whole big thing, and then they end up going to court and and that kind of thing, and they don't end up winning, but they do end up paying the fine anyway. And so the guy ends up feeling so bad about it that he withdraws the complaint, and and everybody has sort of a beautiful time. And Jess talks all about what Christmas really is, not what it's actually become, but what it actually is supposed to be. It's Jesus coming down on earth, love coming down, light coming down, hope coming down to save everybody in the darkest night of the year so that they don't have to be alone anymore. And so when we're good to people, it's like Jesus is being good to them. So it's this beautiful story about how we all remember who we are a little bit more. We all hopefully treat each other a little bit better at Christmas because we remember how Jesus treats everybody better. Everybody, right? So it's kind of this beautiful story. You're going to cry. So that's kind of it. And I mean, it's free on Tubi, I think. Totally, if you want. It's free on Tubi. And I think it's at other places too. And oh my God, Jefferson Moore. Swoon. I can't get enough of this man. He's amazing. And my God, what a good actor he is. So, and he's done a few movies as well, but this is the Christmas one he's done. He's also done one called The Perfect Stranger series. My God, please watch that as well. What would you do if suddenly Jesus just invited you for dinner? Like literally for dinner. At a restaurant. And that's what happens. He literally invites this woman to dinner at a restaurant. She's like, I don't know. And so it was this whole amazing thing how how he ends up being there. So you've got to watch that too if you want. It's so very good. I don't know what it is, but Jefferson Moore looks like Jesus to me now. He seems to embody so much of what I believe Jesus to be. So he doesn't look like him exactly, but he embodies him so much that you think he is him. So it's God. And so we went, oh, hang on, sorry. Get a story, man. Get to the story. Baby, it's got a bear in it. Is that why? Well, yeah, it's got a bear in it, and yeah, I'm a bear. Yeah, indeed. So, okay, you want to go get it? Yeah, remember how good Maxie is at carrying things? Yeah, I will. Maxie, come help me, okay? Man, you really are good at carrying things. Okay, so everybody, settle in. Tiny Bear's Christmas prayer? Come on. I mean, I had to. Okay, it was cold. It was rainy. And I was carrying 2 containers of eggnog. But I'm like, no, I am not going to leave without this amazing book. There it is. There it is. So let's read the back. On Christmas Eve, which was last night, Tiny Bear's heart is filled with love and a special prayer. Celebrate with Tiny Bear as he prays and thanks God for the joy and hope Christmas brings. That's what Christmas is. Yeah. Okay. On a joyful winter night, Tiny Bear feels all is right. Fire's warm as snow drifts by, sweeping white across the sky. Okay, I don't mind this rhyming. Sometimes rhyming is like, what? I don't mind this particular rhyme. Seems to work for me. It's the eve of Christmas Day. God's love shows in many ways. Tiny Bear looks all around. Christmas spirit's what he's found. On the mantle gathered near, shepherds, kings, and creatures peer at a babe whose special birth was a blessing to the earth. Who has nativity scenes? I did. I had quite a few. I had quite a few back in the day. So it's good. Christmas tree is all aglow, ornaments both high and low. Tiny Bear stares up at the shimmery beauty. Christmas bliss. Okay, that could be a little bit worked on. Right? Maybe. Just the English teacher in me. But, okay, let's keep going. He bakes cookies, mixes rolls, frosts and sprinkles silver gold. Belly warms with scrumptious treats. Tiny Bear gives thanks for sweets. And look at the little grandma. Do you see Grandma Bear? There's Grandma Bear, too. I just love this book. I think it's got to be a new traditional book for me. Anyway, it's kind of great. Cuts out snowflakes, lacy white. Wraps his gifts by candlelight. Tiny Bear is so excited. Everyone will be delighted. Man, look at that candle setup, you guys. How beautiful is that? Come on. Oh, I know it's a little bit bright. It's kind of a glossy book. Is that better? There it is. Look at those 2 candles. How beautiful are they? In the morning, what he sees, presents piled around the tree. Tiny Bear can't wait to share. He'll pass gifts out to each bear. Yeah, somebody passes the gifts out. They're the gift passer outer. That's good. I bet you guys do that maybe where you are. Tiny Bears hears carols rise, thankful for the song surprise, hymns to God and happy notes, friends all toasty in warm coats. Didn't we learn that? We learned that. You can't make yourself do everything all the time. You need to get a coat. That's what I've been learning. Get a coat and eat something. So we're doing that both. At the table gathered round, there is clinking, cheerful sound. Prayer is said, time to eat. Tiny Bear grins in his seat. Woo, look at that spread. Man, that is a Christmas extravaganza. Man, look at the Christmas feast. That is so great. Yay. So let's keep going. Snuggle time, bear hugs are shared. Tiny Bear will say his prayer. He thanks God for each and all blessings, both great and small. Oh, look at that. I think they're having hot chocolate. You guys, what do you think? Me, I'd be having eggnog. There it is. Fires dim now, glowing light. Such a lovely Christmas night. One star twinkles, prayer ends. Tiny Bear sighs and says, Amen. And that's the end of Christmas night. What do you guys think? It's called Tiny Bear's Christmas Prayer. It is a great, great book. Bear, what do you think? Yay! Well, when I didn't know yet, when we haven't met yet, I had some stuff going on. I know I always wonder the mystery of what Bear did before he was with me. I know he had many, many brothers and sisters. Yeah, some of them were different colors, and everything. And some of them were different than me. And we were all sitting on the same shelf, trying to figure out who would buy us. And then you came by with that, I know, I feel the same way, Bear. Yeah, the boyfriend. Yeah, I was going to say something, but it is the holy day, so I didn't. Yeah, yeah, he was not a good person. But we are. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we dumped the boyfriend and we kept you, Bear. Yeah, good one. I think so too. So everybody, we just want to wish you the best of all possible joys on this Christmas day. And we might come back with Boxing Day. I don't know. But if we don't, we're probably going to see you for New Year's Eve. Happy Christmas Day, everybody. Bye.